Today is Friday, October 10th, 2025. Welcome to This Week in Natural Refrigerants News, where we recap the top stories on naturalrefrigerants.com.
This podcast is generated and read by artificial intelligence and may contain pronunciation errors.
We're your hosts, AT
and MO. And the articles for today's podcast were organized by naturalrefrigerants.com's managing editor and written by its writers.
You can find links to each article in the show notes.
So quite a bit happening this week, especially around R290, wouldn't you say? It seems to be popping up everywhere.
Definitely. We're seeing it in modal air conditioning for EVs and then also scaling up massively in commercial heat pumps. Maybe let's start with the EV side.
Good idea. The first piece comes from Shanghai Highly, presented at the Atmosphere Max Summit 2025.
Right, the Chinese manufacturer. They announced plans, pretty concrete plans actually, for mass production of an integrated R290 thermal module for EVs.
Yeah, kicking off in 2026. And what's really interesting isn't just the module itself, but the tech inside.
The compressor technology.
Exactly. They're starting with a scroll compressor, which is, fine. But they're already developing a second version.
Okay.
And this one uses a vertical R290 rotary compressor. That's potentially a bigger deal for EVs.
Why is that? Better efficiency or?
Both, hopefully.
Yeah.
Better efficiency, potentially lower cost, but also packaging. Rotary compressors can be more compact, less vibration, all good things for squeezing into a vehicle.
Got it. And the performance of the initial scroll unit is still pretty solid, right?
Oh, yeah. They're claiming 10 kilowatt cooling at 50 degrees C ambient, and crucially, 7 kilowatt of heating down at minus 30 C.
Wow, okay. And it only weighs 13 kilograms.
Pretty power dense. And this push isn't happening in a vacuum, of course.
No, there's that Chinese regulation deadline looming.
That's the big driver. July 1st, 2029. All new car MS systems need a GWP of 150 or less.
And R290 is what, GWP of 3, so it sails right under that bar.
Comfortably. It sort of future-proofs their systems against that rule.
Okay, so sticking with R290 and MP, but switching companies. We also heard from Denso at IAA 2025.
Right, a slightly different perspective from them. While Highly is talking production timelines, Denso seems maybe more focused on perfecting the system first.
Perfecting how? Like reliability?
Reliability, system maturity, and especially integrating really robust safety features for using R290 in a vehicle. Which, makes sense given it's flammable.
Sure. So are they also betting solely on R290 or keeping options open?
They're developing for both R744 CO2 and R290. But interestingly, they did mention that R290 systems could well be ready in time for the main wave of battery EVs.
Which aligns with potential phase-outs or bans on R1234F down the line.
Exactly. And they also noted a preference among their customers.
Oh, yeah. For what kind of system architecture?
It seems there's growing interest in full secondary loop R290 systems.
Ah, the ones where the R290 is contained in a sealed unit and you use a water glycol loop for the cabin?
Precisely. It simplifies things for the car manufacturers. Less complex assembly, easier logistics, maybe better safety management with a pre-assembled factory-sealed unit.
Okay, that makes sense. And briefly, this isn't just for cars, right? There was mention of commercial vehicles, too.
Yeah, both R744 and R290 are being looked at for bigger vehicles in Europe, like buses. Makes sense. They need higher capacities.
Okay, so R290 clearly making waves in mobile applications. But let's pivot now to the stationary side, specifically large heat pumps.
Right, because we're seeing some really big capacity jumps there, too. Swigen, for instance.
They've extended their Sigma Zero range, the water-to-water R290 units.
Extended is maybe an understatement.
Yeah.
The maximum heating capacity went from 70 kilowatts,
which is already decent,
all the way up to 290 kilowatts. That's about 82.4 tons of refrigeration. A huge leap.
That's serious commercial, even light industrial scale. And the output temperature.
Still hitting that high mark, up to 75 degrees C hot water.
And for the listener, that 75 C is a big deal because it means these units can often directly replace old fossil fuel boilers.
Exactly, without needing to rip out and replace all the existing radiators or heating infrastructure in a commercial building. That saves a lot of hassle and cost.
Okay, and we saw a similar trend from Airmec UK as well, right? Launching new R290 units.
Yes, 2 new reversible R290 heat pumps, the PRM and the PRG, aimed at commercial and industrial jobs.
The PRM is the modular one.
That's right. Air-cooled, about 100 kilowatts per module, but you can string up to 9 of them together.
9. So you're looking at almost a megawatt of capacity. That's quite scalable.
Definitely targeting those larger applications.
Yeah.
And like Swagon, they're hitting high water temperatures.
It's the same 75C?
Yep, 75 C water supply, and across a really wide ambient temperature range, too, from minus 20 C all the way up to 48 C. Very versatile.
And they're being upfront about the propane charge management.
Seems so. They mentioned each circuit has about 3.8 kilograms of R290, which they state is compliant with EN 378-1 safety standards.
And it includes things like internal leak detection, double safety valves, standard safety protocols for propane.
Right. It just shows the industry is getting comfortable engineering these larger charge systems safely and meeting the standards.
So R290 really pushing the boundaries, both in vehicles and in large-scale building heat. Lots to keep an eye on.
Absolutely. The momentum is clearly there.
This is AT?
And MO, and this has been the week in natural refrigerant news.